So after playing and finishing God of War, I can definitely say Young Defiant, aka the king of gaming, the king of YouTube, the realest gamer on the internet, the one who's better than you in every way, was right yet again. God of War sucks, the reviews are lies, Sony paid off reviewers, and overall this game is not worth playing whatsoever. And you Sony fanboys are just going to have to accept that. You guys know nothing about good games, you're going to have to accept that, and I know it's hard to accept. The truth hurts, which is why you become emotional and upset when people talk bad about a game you like because you're in denial. You have terrible taste, and when someone like me brings that terrible taste to light, you don't like that. You don't want to accept reality. But too bad, because I'm going to keep destroying bad games along with destroying you casual fake gamers with terrible taste, such as you people who like and play bad games. And I mean, to show you how bad this game is, I went to a midnight release to buy this game, and it was only 3 people in line, including me. So me and 2 other people. There is just absolutely no hype surrounding this game. No one cares about it. No one's talking about it. No one wants it. The game is definitely, without a doubt, going to flop. You know, I'm going to be bringing factual evidence in this video, in this review, on why this game is horrible and why only casuals and fake gamers with bad taste enjoy it. So let's start off with the story. Let's start off with the overall change to the series. First, this is not God of War at all. This is not a God of War game. They should have named it something else because it's not God of War in the slightest. It's not. It's a Last of Us clone. It's the Last of Us Kratos edition. That's all it is. They took the Last of Us and they just put God of War a skin over it, basically. This is the Last of Us with a God of War skin. I mean, it's the same thing. Everything about this game just screams The Last of Us. And The Last of Us is a trash game as well. So you're copying off of another trash game. It's ridiculous. You have Kratos and his son, just like you had Joel and Ellie. It's the same game. Copy and paste The Last of Us. You know, Joel and Ellie, they travel on this journey together and then they become closer and they bond. Same thing happens in this game. You know, it's so dumb. It's pathetic. Not only that, this game rips off many other games as well, such as Dark Souls, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, so on and so forth. This game is a ripoff of so many games, so many things. Not only does it rip off a bunch of games, but it rips off a bunch of movies. Like, this game is a ripoff of Thor. They were like, okay, let's, you know, we saw the Avengers or whatever, and we see, you know, the whole Thor storyline. Let's just rip that off entirely. There is not an inch of creativity or originality to be found anywhere in this game at all. I mean, I've never seen one game rip off so many games and do it worse than all those other games. You know, all these Sony games are the same. Play one, you've played them all. Nothing but cinematic walking simulators with dull gameplay, a bunch of cinematic set pieces, cutscenes, scripted events. Why do we continue to play the same game? These Sony games have no creativity. They're all the same thing. Copy and paste. Every Sony game is a Last of Us clone now. It's ridiculous. A bunch of boring walking. I can't take it anymore. I honestly cannot take it anymore. The story in this game is cliche trash with no memorable characters or moments. This is bad writing and storytelling at its finest. Anyone who thinks this game has a good story clearly doesn't know what a good story is. Kratos is a horrible character. He always has been. He's one-dimensional with no depth. Oh, I'm mad all the time. Oh, I'm so cool because I'm mad. I've seen better characters in a low-budget porno. I mean, come on. His son, one of the worst characters ever created. I mean, he starts off this little timid coward, and then that can't do anything, and then towards like the end of the game he gets edgy and they try to make him, you know, corrupted and become really edgy. Then he goes back to being a timid coward. It's all over the place, and the side characters are bad as well. I mean, the story was so bad I was desperately trying to skip cutscenes, which you can't in this game, by the way. I mean, the game is such a movie that you can't even skip cutscenes. Ridiculous. I mean, they want to spoon feed you, force feed you this cinematic movie that you just can't skip. It was driving me insane. It's a boring, poorly written story that made me fall asleep on several occasions. I did not care what was going on in the slightest. I don't think the game cared what was going on because the story is all over the place. It starts off one way, you're doing this, and you just get wrapped up in a whole bunch of random events that have nothing to do with anything. I mean, this game doesn't know what type of story it wants to tell. Does it want to tell a bonding situation between Kratos' son, or does it want to tell the story of the Norse gods? It doesn't know what it wants to do. It's so convoluted and all over the place. One of the worst stories I've ever seen in a game. And this is what this game is all about. All it is a movie. So you base your whole game around being nothing but a movie, and you still come up with this terrible story. I'm disgusted with this game. Disgusted with the story. Horrible. Cliche trash. The gameplay is slow, sluggish, and an overall chore to play. When the game actually lets you play, it isn't throwing a cutscene or cinematic piece in your face. It's a boring, repetitive, and built for casuals who are bad at games type of situation going on here. Just repetitive hack and slash garbage that feels neither fun nor rewarding. I mean, all you got to do in this game is hold one button, and you can win. Hold one button over and over again, and that's all you have to do to win. There's no challenge to this game. There's no skill required to play this game. This game was, like I said, built from the ground up specifically for casuals that know nothing about good games, that suck at every game that they play. That's why they'll get on this game and be able to do good, because this game takes no skill. The weapons are horrible. You get this boring axe that does absolutely nothing. I mean, and that's what I was saying. They ripped off Thor, because when you throw this axe, you can make it come back to you no matter where it is. Just like Thor holds out his hand and his hammer comes back. Just an Avengers ripoff, a huge Avengers ripoff. It's sad. Like I said, not an inch of creativity nor originality to be found in this game. Man, the weapons, like I said, are horrible, do no damage. The axe is horrible. And then at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, you get his signature dual blades, the blades of chaos, and those are horrible. They don't do anything. They're boring to use, or not fun. And then you have to waste your time. The armor's a joke in this game, and you have to waste your time finding resources in this boring world just to be able to upgrade everything. Everything that you want to upgrade in this game is locked behind resources. We saw the same thing in Horizon Zero Dawn. You wanted to do this in Horizon Zero Dawn? Oh, you had to go find some resources. Wanted to craft a fast travel pack? You had to find resources. In this game, you want to do this? Find some resources in this boring open world. We're gonna make you. And let's talk about that. This open world is one of the worst open worlds I've ever seen in a game. It's so empty. This world is so empty and lifeless. Why would you bother making an open world? And it's not even an open world. It's more like semi-open world. Like you can kind of go from here to here, but it's not really open world. But there's nothing to be found in these open world areas. It's boring. Only thing you're doing is going over here so you can find some boring resources to craft your, upgrade your stuff. You shouldn't have to, waste your time looking here, looking there just to find things to upgrade. You should be able to upgrade with just experience alone. You should be able to upgrade by just playing through the game. Why do I have to go here and go there to find some boring resources? It was a total waste of time. I beat this game without upgrading my health once because I didn't feel like finding boring resources all over the goddamn place. Unbelievable. The boss fights are just rehashed in this game. I fought the same monster multiple times. Multiple times. They throw the same rehashed monster at you multiple times in this game. I fought that troll or whatever multiple times, just reskinned. There was no memorable boss fights in this game. No memorable boss fights. The final boss was a joke. The final boss was a complete joke. It was the same guy that you fought like 3 times throughout the game, and it was not rewarding whatsoever. This game, I thought God of War was supposed to be one of those games that had epic boss fights and stuff like that. Well, not in this game. There wasn't one epic boss fight to be found. All the enemies just reskin. All the enemy types were the same. They were not, original in any way. They didn't stand out. How do you hype a game up so much? How do you give a 10 to a game that can't even do boss fights right? And like I said, when these boss fights, when you do fight a boss, it's nothing but a Dark Souls simulator. You know, just roll around like you do in Dark Souls. Again, this game is pathetic. Gameplay is horrible, dull, clunky. A climbing simulator, a walking simulator, a hack and slash simulator. That's all the gameplay is. There's no fun to be found in any of this gameplay. Period. Period. The graphics are not impressive. I know, people. Oh, look how beautiful this game is. This game looks amazing. The graphics are not impressive whatsoever. The graphics are. I've seen games on PS2 that look better graphically than this game. This game is not impressive at all. I know that was like its big thing. Oh, look how amazing it looks. Because that's how you blind these casuals these days. You just show them a game that looks decent graphically, and then, look how amazing it looks. Oh, I'm going to buy it because it looks so good. I mean, any real gamer knows it should always be gameplay over graphics. We want to see. We're here to play a game. We're not here to watch a game. It should always. Your main focus should be the gameplay. You know, a piece of poop can look nice. You can polish it up, make it look nice, but is it not still a piece of poop? So yeah, you can make the game look good, but if the gameplay is trash, it's still a piece of poop. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out where these fake gamers came from, because anybody that prefers graphics over gameplay is clearly not a real gamer. And that's all people care about these days. As long as the game has good graphics, that's all we care about. But again, this game doesn't even have that. This game doesn't even have good graphics. Anybody that's running out here, God of War, one of the most gorgeous looking games on PS4. They clearly, someone please get them a prescription for some glasses immediately, because their vision is failing them. They don't know what they're talking about, because there's nothing gorgeous about this game. This game does not look good. It looks terrible. Bad story. Bad gameplay. Bad graphics. Tons of bugs and glitches all in this game. This game is not well optimized, not well polished. I was experiencing a whole bunch of glitches while playing. There is nothing 10 out of 10 about this game. This is the only review you need to watch. This is the realest review, the only honest review on the internet. The best review of this game on the internet. Because I'm keeping it 100% real, providing you 100% factual evidence. So there you have it, people. If you're on the fence, oh, should I buy God of War? Don't do it. Only casuals, only fake gamers, only people that know nothing about good games think God of War is good.